at the national level. That structure is called ISF, South African ECD Intercessoral Forum. That structure derives its mandate directly from the national policy of 2015 and then directly from the National Development Plan Vision 2030. One of is a coordinating structure that comprises of governments and society. One of the mandates that structure is given is that we need to ensure that in each province, ISF structure is established. And we have already started in other provinces, and then a few months ago in Nelson Mandela Foundation, we have also launched the national provincial structure for Gauteng. Now I'm bringing this to your attention, colleagues, so that we can begin now have Ekurhuleni ISF structure. In other words, you are forums, isn't it?
Yes.
These are Benoni forums.
Yes.
And I'm so proud because I'm part of this forum because I'm in Benoni,
Yes.
just across the street. Now, it is critical, ladies and gentlemen, for you to begin to take a strategic position. In other words, to organize yourself, my brother, organize yourself, create Ekurhuleni ISF structure. And that will be the first of its own kind. Because in these other provinces, we have not had district structures, we have not had municipal structures. I'm talking about ISF structure. ISF structure, ECD integrated structure, as per the directives of the police. Once you've grouped yourself, that structure then will comprise of government and the civil society. In other words, it will be government and yourselves. In other words, the combination of all the forums where in Ekurhuleni they must come together and then work with Ekurhuleni to establish Ekurhuleni ISF structure. We are here to support you. We can come from the national with government officials to ensure to it that you are assisted, the structure is fully functioning. Why that structure? It will be critical because your issues will be then effectively coordinated. In other words, issues that are affecting Ekurhuleni will then fit into the provincial structure, Gauteng ISF provincial structure. From there, those matters will be, fit into a national ISF structure. And above ISF national one, there is what we call interdepartmental structure. And above interdepartmental structure, there is what we call interministerial structure. Then above that, we go to the sub-parliamentary committee. That's where the issues pertaining to early child development are ventilated. So these are coordinating structure because it is critical that we cannot continue operating in silos. We need to be able that the voices that come from the ground are being heard. Those voices that come from the ground ought to find an expression in a provincial agenda or to find an expression in a national agenda so that we can be able to coordinate issues of early child development. Early child development service provisioning in this country ought to be effectively coordinated. And by so doing, we will be able to move towards the realization of the noble dream. And that dream is the dream that is, espoused in the National Development Plan Vision 2030. You will recall that when you analyze that document, National Development Plan Vision 2030, 2 chapters are dedicated to early childhood development. In other words, early child development then becomes an apex priority area. And once something becomes an apex priority area, it becomes a funded mandate. In other words, once we have made this condition structure, we'll be able to say, as per the national development plans, where is the funding for early child development in our municipality? We are expected to comply We are expected to do this and so forth, but how are we assisted to be able to comply? Because there is a serious issue in as far as child development is concerned. Funding is a crisis. Funding is a crisis. Even right now, the subsidy that is being provided to these various ECD service modalities, I'm talking about your centers, that funding is not even sufficient. Because last time, if I checked, it was X amount per child. And then out of that X amount per child, out of that we are expected to take a certain portion of it for nutrition, to take a little portion of it for salary, to take a little portion of it for administration cost, for operational cost, which is inadequate, It's not enough. So we are saying we need to review a funding model, funding subsidy. It needs to be reviewed if we are serious about early child development, so that we can be able to make an impact, so that we can be able then to provide quality ECD services. So I'm appealing on your passion and conscience, my brother, that please assist them, let them establish Ekurhuleni ISF structure, the structure that will comprise of government and civil society. So issues of early child development can be effectively, coordinated. And then once that is being started, we are willing from the national department, provincial structure, to come together, the civil and the government, to come and assist on the ground, so that that structure can be realized. And it will be the first of its own kind in